chat to make you glow. Talking food and sometimes rude, however the live stream rolls. Amazing mods with lightning rods to keep out all the trolls.
My kettle's racing. It lost. Hang on. Let me top up the coffee. It's a bit lukewarm. Don't like lukewarm coffee. All right, let's get some music on. Hey, Kat. How are we doing, sweetie? I'll say hellos in a sec. Let's just get some background music. There we go. See when that's playing. Right, let's see who's here. No, I've got hiccups. Sorry, guys. I've said hello to some in chat, but I'll go through it. Now, let's start with just before. Pam's in the chat. Hello. How are we doing, sweetie? Caroline. Lovely Caroline. It was good to have you in here. Little Miss Mayhem. Go Sweeney, saying hello to everybody. Trying to fight for a place and failing miserably. Sam Hain. How are we doing, darling? Scully Pop. Always good to see Scully Pop. Love having Scully Pop in the chat. Denise, if you saw my message, I didn't. I've got to shift my buy me a coffee to hit my Gmail notifications in my main thing, so I didn't see you done it, but thank you so much for the donation last live. You're a treasure. Pinky in the chat. Little Miss Mayhem. There is a poll at the top of the chat, guys. If you haven't hit the poll so far, because I want to try and talk a little paranormal today, so I want to start there. Oh, thank you, Pinky. Oh, I don't know about the best, but I do appreciate it. I love having you in my chat as well. The gorgeous Debbie. The amazing Debbie. Such a power behind the scenes. Cat, Lurky Turkey, one of our favourite Lurky Turkeys. Pomp in the chat. Crying the chat already. Crowing the chat already. Don't think I've missed anybody, but if I have, just yell at me and say, you didn't say hello to me. The sun's in and out more than in and out thing yesterday. It's still bloody warm outside here. It needs to go away. Misery chops here wants the cold weather back. Cooled down last week and then... I mean, come on, it was a bank holiday weekend. Tradition on bank holiday weekends is for it to be cold and rainy and windy. No. Baking hot. I had to walk into town yesterday. It almost did me in. It took me ages. And the tourists, whatever. Bank holiday Monday. I need bank holiday Monday to be the day when it's like, right, it's your last day today. Now go away and give us the town back. Oh, they were everywhere. Everywhere. Please keep drinking tea. I'm drinking coffee. Still not warm enough. That, yeah, I just it happens sometimes with the... I've worked out it's because it's going into my promotions folder rather than my main folder, so it doesn't notify when I'm live. Thank you so much for that. Buy me a coffee donations go into the USA trip fund for spending money. What? Wiz isn't a doctor. You probably just use ChatGPT, you know what it's like, Caroline. How rude. How rude. Pam says, smack that like. John Boy. John Boy, I'm sorry, I fell asleep yesterday. I was lucky to wake up for me premiere. Did you survive? Did you get anywhere in, what was it, Oddworld or something? John Boy's had quite a weekend of gaming. It's been very entertaining. Stark is making that purr sound from the couch, and I did it back. We are playing purr back and forth. Awesome. Oh, awesome. Right, update on Kitty. She's growing fast and getting sassy. The veterinarian, sad others than being a bit dehydrated. She was otherwise healthy. I blamed her. Lucky Lucy. She is laughing now. Oh, awesome. Lucky Lucy. Me too. I love cold weather. I can't stand summer with these hot flushes. I'm just sick and tired of it. It's been awful this year. Just thought you were caught. You probably thought she was a drop bear. Oh, Debbie, thank you so much. You are a treasure. Thank you for that. Having a beer sat in the sun. You go live later. I sat in the garden. It was too hot. It's too hot this morning. Yes, that is good news about the kitty, Cynthia. You're a record. Early trouble. Mods on alert. Hey, Justin. Good morning, afternoon, even wherever you are. Justin saying hello to the whole planet. Because he's globally famous now. I suppose technically we all are. Or infamous. Monkey! Actually, when you said that, I forgot Justin was just above you. I used to love Monkey, the TV show, as a kid. I think you can stream it, can't you? It's one of those ones that I don't re-stream and don't stream it in case I don't like it anymore. I used to love Monkey. Monkey TV show, not Jumper Boy. How you doing, Justin? I've got a team rewatch your live from yesterday because I fell asleep before my premiere. But Justin did his podcast yesterday on aliens. I think it's aliens, UFO, paranormal encounters. So if you haven't seen it, please rewatch it. Ryan, I look for ghosts, UFO, and cryptids. Anything with the paranormal field is vast. Yes, I think you and I think the same way, Ryan, on that one. And that's why I started that out as the poll for when we talk paranormal. And actually, when we were talking about it on what day is it today? So it must have been the Saturday one. When we were talking about it then, I was saying, Justin, shit, he's in chat, isn't he? Justin does different topics on his podcast and on his tea party. It's nice to see more people do that sort of thing. I mean, I'm planning on it. I've got to the point where I'm just thinking, stuff it. I'm just going to put out what I want. Hopefully, people like it. My first satanic panic video aired yesterday. I am doing a second part to that, but the second part will be so much more sensitive in the subject matter, so I've got to be really careful how I do it. In the meantime, I'm doing my Houdini one, Magician Among the Spirits, and I'm also doing a separate video because I went down the research rabbit hole and found another story. So I'm actually looking at one of his case studies, which was a big... See, John Boy's deleting his lives. But the power of the Clipper Claire is ensuring that some things last forever. Cry in the chat. Carries a drop bear. He's a lovely drop bear. Too hot here. Yeah, it's hot here. Can you send that rain down to me, Samhain? I mean, it is clouding over now, but I don't want any more of this hot, stupid weather. Sarah needs to give I'll give Cara a drop bear. Unless you want me to. I have designed a drop bear t-shirt. We could call the drop bear Caroline if you want. So, is the rain? I know it's. I mean, I'm on the east side of the country, so we're not supposed to get as much as the west side. But even the wind today is. I mean, it is generally windy here most of the time, but even the wind today is bloody hot. Carla's lurking as crocheting. I've still got a load of crochet stuff I bought intending to learn, and it's still unsealed. You were having a discussion about STDs and koala bears. Wiz made a song. Of course he did. Of course that was the discussion you were having on Wiz's Live. Monkey was awesome, but so cheesy. Yeah, it was cheesy. I just remember just sort of finding it really endearing. And the characters really endearing. Even back then it looked cheesy. I don't know. Yeah, Monkey was and always will be incredibly bloody weird. It was weird. I don't know. I just liked it. I thought it was fun. And that thing that I'm not on camera, but that thing where he sort of wave his hand in front of his mouth, Monkey. We're only going to hit 92 Fahrenheit today. Hopefully some rain too. Oh, do you know? It's like talking to my American friends. I never win at the weather game. Oh, it's too hot here. Oh, it's 100 degrees here with 100% humidity. Well, look at you. I'm English. I can't cope with this. Paul, hello. Lurking while eating a fry up. Oh. Ooh. Bet John Boy's had a fry up this morning as well. Munchy fry up. No, I could just have a fry up. I've made a corned beef hash for tonight, though. I went out on a UFO watch on the beach because Paranormal Monkey last night ran into a kid, Jake, who said he was completely skeptical of ghosts, then proceeded to tell me his ghost stories. Do you know what gets me, Ryan? I don't know if you get this. Is you'll get people who will, and I've seen it in chats, by the way, who will say, oh, aliens, UFOs, oh no, they're rubbish. No such thing. And then they'll proceed to say, talk happily about talking to dead people, and I'm not saying you can't talk to dead people, but it's like I've said this before. The possibility of aliens is there's not a lot of questioning it. There's a thing called the Drake equation, which I'll be going through when I do my Chariots of the Gods. The probability, even Kenny Biddle will admit the probability of life on other planets. He just questions them getting this far to us. But yeah, it's funny with the paranormal. Some people will be very, very open to some things and very, very close to others, and none of it's been proven that we know of. Don't talk about yourself that way, Justin. What did you say? Monkey was proud of you. Oh, thank you, Caroline. Thank you for the burn I missed. I enjoyed the first one. Thank you. I can't wait to get a new computer because honestly, this one's killing me. But the second part is I will warn you now. The second part is mainly the Satanic Panic in the 80s and early 90s, and it's a much broader subject, and there's some very sensitive topics in there. So I've got to do it in such a way I can get it past YouTube actually, but I will put a disclaimer up at the beginning and a warning up at the beginning, trigger warning to say, if you're sensitive for this sort of stuff, don't watch it. Pray in the chat. Olive the Rain. We were supposed to go to England and come to Finland in the summer. Well, we want it. I want it. Stop the neighbours bloody creating havoc outside. Calm things down. Yeah, it's that I do that with just about everything. There's always a YouTube video for something you want to learn, isn't there? It's awesome. Maybe in the winter I can sit and maybe learn it a bit. Maybe Stevie, almost a year old, you treasure. Thank you so much for being a member for 10 months. Corned beef hash, love it. Yeah, I made it. I always try and make something in advance when I'm live in the afternoon, then. Because after the live, I think, I can't be bothered to cook. So all it's got to do is go up in the oven to heat up. 6:16 a.m. just starting the day. What time is it here? 2:20. You only need to scratch the surface and everyone and their dog will tell you a ghost story. I know, it's weird, isn't it? Even people who start with, I don't believe any of that stuff. But do you know what happened to me when I was a kid? Yeah. Or it becomes like sort of the old urban legend. Well, nothing's happened to me, but a friend of mine said 11:17 for Caroline, ending the day. No, I'm going to try and talk paranormal, Denise, so hopefully... Oh, never mind. I made honey soy chicken and veg stir fry with rice for dinner. Should we talk about kale? Watch the podcast and we've only got till November before that mothership turns up. It's been fun. I don't know, maybe they'll take us with them. I wonder if you can live stream from the mothership. God, that'd be a scoop, wouldn't it? Going live from the mothership. Apologies if the signal keeps going in and out. From Jupiter. Cree! The thing is, people think ghosts, Bigfoot, and UFOs, and maybe Mothman are the paranormal. What about other things? Banshees, chupacabras, the unique. The thing is, this is the other thing, is we kind of have this blanket term of paranormal, which has kind of evolved into something else, because paranormal basically seems something out of the norm. Can't be proved by science. Well, it's a bit like cryptid. The definition of cryptid is an animal that's never been proven to exist. Well, once you prove something exists, it's not a bloody cryptid anymore, is it? The terminology sometimes gets in the way. Um, so I love the moth. I've got a thing about the Mothman one. I don't follow a lot of stuff about cryptids unless there's some, folk legend or historic legend in it. But I've just got. I think it's since I saw the movie. I will be honest, it's since I saw the movie. But I've got this thing about the Mothman. It's something that I don't know. There's something about it that's. It's the one cryptid that fascinates me in the sense of, well, what if? And I know some people are going to sound like that's nuts, but I don't know. It's the one that gets me. I was a teen. Yes, me too. Well, teen and 20s in the 80s. We didn't. I said in my video yesterday, in the UK, it was mainly against the rock music, although there were one or two instances that I'll be talking about in the next episode regarding the other stuff. But for us, it was more, if you're into rock, you're a bad person. So, Sandra Peachy, Banana Hammock Peachy, finally home from work. Good day. Mothership. Well, I am got a passport. Actually, I need to get a passport, don't I? I need to start thinking about that. Because here in the UK, do not leave it to the last minute. Real evil is the elite saw the money in the world doing really freaky stuff. Look, yeah, Bohemian Grove. Yeah, it's so the real evil is sometimes, I think. Justin isn't the spaceship's meant to be over Adelaide. Oh, they're coming for Sag. Oh no, he's not Adelaide, is he? Maybe Cag and Alison will lure him in. We had corned beef and hash browns crispy past weekend. Yeah, I actually haven't made corned beef hash in a while. It's probably because when it's really hot, you don't really want that sort of thing. But the aliens have got no chance. I'm surprised the aliens are going to take one look and go, no. Next planet. This lot of idiots. I haven't had breakfast yet. I never have breakfast. Very rare, unless I've been up all night. Mothership, what? Are we all getting abducted or something? Fingers crossed, Denise. Fingers crossed. I still think it'd be fun to live stream from it. Come on. A ghost's favourite food is burrito. Maybe. The aliens are coming to my birthday party in November. Ooh, party on down with E.T. Actually, don't. I hate E.T. Like I said, I also love Mothman. I've got a Mothman jumper. Careful. Justin will want it. I mean, I'm over here like, beam me up, Scotty. Yeah, me too. Miss Mayhem. I loved X-Files take on Mothman. I don't remember that one. Let's have a look for that one. I've seen them all, but it's been a while. It's called 31 Atlas. Some say it's just a comet, but others think it's an alien craft. Arriving in November. Foil hats, everyone. Yeah, because that'll protect us. Put some tin foil on your head. Safe from aliens. So it sounds like they've actually seen something. It's more than a comet. I'm hesitating to click on that because I've got to pronounce the stuff. Would the tiny one that is supposed to be a river monster in the Waikato River be a cryptid? Since people swear it's real. It was real. That's the thing. I mean, if you look at some of the stuff on Alaska, not cryptids as such, but there's people who do believe that there is and have suggestions when they've looked that there's evidence of a plesiosaur down there. It's a real dinosaur, but it's still there. There's a scientist that feels she has a chupacabra, and even it's had its DNA tested. Farmers insist they exist in many local areas of Puerto Rico and southwest USA. Why is it not more looked into? I think the bigger thing with that is just the whole issue of funding with the paranormal. Been through that before as well, and it's people who put funding into any research have to get something back for it. So yeah, sort of chasing after the chupacabra, etc., even ghost hunting. You're not going to get many people put money into it. That's where most funding comes from. It comes from industry. It comes from sort of private companies that want something tested. I mean, I think the Skinwalker Ranch research was basically a guy who had a lot of money, but was interested in the paranormal. That interest needs to be there in the first place. People who aren't interested in it or don't believe in it, or they're just going to shrug it off. The fry up was banging. Oh, good. I'm happy you enjoyed your fry up. The Atlas is supposed to be some ship or alien probe. It has its own light source and no cemetery tail odd object. On its way, 133,000 miles a second on a trajectory that's super rare. It's almost... There's going to be people who are genuinely worried about that. The Pukwudgie is talked about here and there, but I only know of a couple that have gone looking for it. Yeah. The other problem is, which is why I kind of put that poll up at the beginning, which I haven't looked at yet, is even within the paranormal, like I said, people will say, "Oh, aliens are rubbish. No such thing as aliens." And now let's talk about talking to dead people. Even in the paranormal, there are certain topics that even the most stringent believer in life after death and talking to spirits and ghost hunting will turn their nose up at something else. And I mean, I'm the same. There's some things I believe more than others, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't consider a lot more. Mountain gorillas were considered cryptids too, I think the 30... Yeah. I mean, when you think about how the world's opened up in the last 100, 200 years, a lot of things would not be seen as possible. Dinosaurs. I can't remember the exact date off the top of my head, but people found individual bones in the sort of 17th and 16th century. They were seen as oddities. But I don't think it was until the Victorian period that the first sort of full skeletons were found. And imagine finding that. Not knowing about dinosaurs, not ever having heard of a dinosaur, and suddenly finding these giant skeletons. Proof that these massive creatures exist. We all know that the mothership is going after Paranormal Quest. It is their curse after all. Exactly. That'll be November. Actually, that's in November, isn't it? Keep getting that error thing. Oh, do you know? I haven't had it for a while. I've got it. Not the last live of Ravens, but the one before. It was nearly everything I tried to type. I was having to do it 2 or 3 times. It's random. Comet tails. All motor and comets are supposed to have a tail. 3-Eye Atlas has a light source, but no tail. Yeah, I'm going for spacecraft to Spookfest. It's definitely more exciting than a comet with no tail. Yeah. Bit of a lame comet, really, isn't it? If it's just a comet with no tail. people will be like, "Oh, is that it? We were hoping for an alien invasion. It's just a tailless comet." That's it. Contacted aliens through his portal. Now we are all doomed. He was talking about doing a live. Has he done it? I forgot to have a look. Aliens. Vlad the Impaler not good enough for him anymore, eh? Gotta crank it up a touch. Maybe the 3-eye comet Atlas comet will land in his garden. Caroline, I'm off for a trip down to Sydney, heading to my hometown Penrith, where I grew up. This could be interesting. Haven't been back there for 15 years. Ooh. Ooh. Yes, Justin, much more fun than a big rock. Big rock. It's one of the first X-Files, was it? I'll have to have a look for that. I'm curious. Nato, hello. I will say lots of spottings in Oregon and Idaho, and it isn't Bigfoot. Let's face it, could be anything. Debbie says the aliens only come down for intelligent, attractive people. So I said it's not true. How would you if you're an alien, you look nothing like us, how would you know what people is defined as good looking anyway? If the aliens want an exclusive, I need to be available on a Monday between 8 and 9 and have a decent internet reception. Hey, if they can get all the way here, they should at least have fibre optic. Come on. And they'll have to wait till November, because I think Justin keeps saying he's fully booked up till then. That's why they're coming in November. They've already checked out Justin's schedule. Oh, Justin's not available. Paranormal Monkey can't interview us till November. Push back the trip, guys. We'll wait. That's probably more advanced than ours. Cree says they have shown animals drained of their blood with no other marks on. There isn't a real investigation as to why it's happening. You think the government would want to know what's doing it? I'm not a big conspiracy theorist or something, but one of my go-to response to stuff like that is, well, maybe they do know. It's something they need to know. They'll at least look into it. I'm like, oh, in the house. Hello, sweetie. How far behind am I? I'm not too bad. 6 minutes. Justin, is that your only fans time slot? Paranormal Monkey and Aliens. Sign up now. Skinwalkers would be paranormal. Yeah, well, that's how the whole Skinwalker Ranch thing started. Because somebody with a lot of money was really into investigating the activity there. You're telling me, Galactica, we are the only humanoid life form in this fight? Yeah. Like I said at the beginning of the live, the Drake equation, which is basically looking at the number of planets with capable of sustaining life within the solar system, and the Milky Way. I say I'll be covering it in Chariots of the Gods, and it's even science will say that the probability of life on other planets is high. Like I say, what their question is whether they can get here because of the distances to travel. I watched Birth Rebirth last night. That was a bit weird. What? I don't know that. I recall there was a bunch of cattle mutilations here and blame on aliens or Satanists. Well, I forgot what I was going to say then. Sorry, my train of thought completely left the station then. Oh, yeah, there's always going to be a public response to what things are. Oh, well, it's probably this. It's like the old, oh, it's a weather balloon when people see UFOs. The only one I don't think pops up willy-nilly is demons. You really have to do something to summon them to the extreme. That's something else I need to get better acquainted with is demon. Maybe I'll take that online course. That was the chef and Beardo did to become a demonologist. You have to pay for it. Lovelock Cave, they've confirmed 10-foot skeleton remains found, and that's just fine. Yeah. Oh, there are archaeological finds all over the place that can't be questioned, but they don't tend to, when they don't fit the overall narrative. It's like the artifacts found in South Carolina that predated the migration into the Americas from Mongolia. And it's kind of ignored because it doesn't fit in with the narrative that history has, that that's how the Americas got populated. Yeah, they are the Apology Tour with Adelaide Haunted Horizons, Paranormal Quest, and I think Seg's Gate Crashing. Well, I know Seg's Gate Crashing. Deb says a horror. I watched a film called Strange Darling. Yeah, the error thing is getting YouTube need to work out what that is, because it's definitely YouTube, because it's completely random as to when it happens. I've seen the remains in Winnemucca Museum, and then the feds came and confiscated the stores. Exactly. I mean, I know people in the RAF, and you mention things like UFOs, and they won't say anything, but you can see in their face that, you know, that almost knowing look. My YouTube has been weird. It's like 3 videos on my homepage. Oh no. Over 30 giant skulls in the Smithsonian. They just don't let people see them anymore. And 15-foot coffins, they're not shown. They have proof, though, don't they, that there was a sort of almost a giant version of man in the past. Much taller than we are now. Please go back to lurking, not doom. Oh no, sweetie, too much moisture in the NCP. No, that it doesn't. I am fully in sympathy with you on the COPD. That's another reason I want this hot weather to bog off, because it's crippled me this year. So you look after yourself, Cree, please. Alexis Artemis Green had the first. Hello. I'm leaning towards the Anunnaki hypothesis. Right. I don't know that one, Mike. Hopefully they won't abduct me. I don't want to become a sex slave to the aliens. Hey, you know. So they could take me and I'll live stream from the mothership, and they could take you, and you know, you could have an exclusive OnlyFans that nobody else has. Got to think outside the box, Ghostwing. 25 years ago on a TV show, they showed some diet skulls. I can't find that show anymore. Really? Removed. Crow in the chat, crow in the chat. Hidden Vault at the Smithsonian. I'm sure they have that show, but that episode where the giant skulls have gone. There's a waiting list for the Monkey Man's podcast. Take a number. You can be bribed with wool products, though. They can fight it out with Kieran this Monday. But I doubt Kieran will be... Oh, you got Kieran this Monday. Awesome. Better catch up on yesterday's. Plot twist, the government... Is the government doing it? That's what the twist might be. Do you know something? The other thing with the word paranormal is, even as a kid, I genuinely believed that a lot of stuff will be explained. I just don't think science is there yet. I keep saying this. I know I do. But I also have said repeatedly, I think we should have some mystery in this world. And I don't think I'm the only person who believes that. Keep people guessing. We'll have to keep things from us. The global masters. I mean, that's the excuse. That's the excuse that they use. That's always the go-to theory. And it's probably not a bad. In some cases, it's probably not a bad philosophy. Hello, Cag. Just talking about you. Talking about who's responsible for the mothership heading to Adelaide in November. And it was, I think the final decision was Paranormal Quest. It's their fault. Well, that's my argument, Ryan, on terms of when people say, oh, it takes so long for them to get here. I mean, they're not here already, and they haven't been for a long, long time. This Earth is billions of years old. I think it's 13 billion. Something like that. That's why I love the ancient aliens, just to wind people up, to be honest. If there's some extraterrestrial life capable of getting here, they're probably smart enough not to. Pam has a very good point there. Gentleman Chariots of the Gods. No, I'm not. I'm not calling something I'm doing Chariots of the Gods. I am overviewing what he wrote in Chariots of the Gods. It's fair use. It's like I'm also overviewing Harry Houdini's book, Magician Among the Spirits, which you can actually get for free on YouTube. On the internet, sorry. No. It's a critical analysis. It's not... if I was just going to sit and read it, word for word, that's a problem. I'm not. There were artifacts found while exploring for oil back in the 90s that correlate to pre-human civilizations. The evidence was confiscated by the Vatican. Actually, it's funny you should mention that, Mike, because when Pomp asked about the government sort of keeping it under wraps so it didn't cause panic, the Vatican do the same thing, supposedly. I think that it's actually out now, and I can't remember what it is. It's like the Third Secret of Fatima and stuff like that. There's belief that the Vatican have access to information that they keep under wraps in case people panic. What would Monkey Man do on OnlyFans? He would put on new jumpers. Yeah, he'd put clothes on. I'm going to put this new Aran sweater on today. Cable knit. Pure wool. Really can't wait for the apology tour. No, that's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. I'm being dropped on the wrong planet. Do you know something? I feel like that all the time. It's like, hang on, can I go home, please? Yeah, there's Adelaide Haunted Horizons channel, and please sub to them if you're not. And their apology tour in Oz, Paranormal Quest are going over to Oz, and they're calling it the apology tour. There is details on the channel, but if you go into actually, I don't know if Caroline can post the link direct, but if you go onto Adelaide Haunted Horizons channel and go in the About To section, it does have a link to their website. And all this information about the apology tours on their website. So the vaults of the Vatican, the Smithsonian, a few other Dolce military base under the Mount. Okay. I think a lot of places have these things that probably stuff we don't even know about. Places that we don't even know about. I'm not actually going to name names of countries because I don't want to be, but I think we can all, what's the word? Guesstimate that there are certain places on the planet that there will be artifacts of a certain nature that they're not talking about, that they're keeping under wraps. Kaga, I have to admit, I've been binge watching a lot of your content recently. I'm really enjoying your investigations. Is it okay to admit it? Highly recommended. One of the few, I'll be honest, guys, one of the few paranormal investigation channels I actually watch whenever I can. And there aren't many. The red-headed extra tall people found buried in northwestern US seem to be against what people want to deal with. That's the thing. I mean, just to repeat, but historians, as much as anybody, like to have a narrative that they stick to, and sometimes it's about money with any academic discipline. If you've got books out on a subject and it says one thing and suddenly somebody comes along and proves it's something else, your book's obsolete, or your research is obsolete. So it sticks to a narrative. Now, it's about 20 years ago, some artifacts were found in South Carolina that predated the migration from Asia to North America, because the belief was, and the way that history will tell it, is that North and South America were empty, and what happened was during the Ice Age they walked over to North America, filtered down through both continents, and that's the way it is. That's the way history tells it. But these artifacts found in South Carolina, and I did look recently, it's still proven how old they are, have been dated since before that migration, but history kind of ignores it because it doesn't fit in. Commercial pilots are the same too scared to say anything. I actually don't know where commercial pilots, I don't know whether they also have some sort of NDA that they sign. I don't know. I know obviously the military do, but it could be that the same. They don't want to say it. The mothership is landing in November, just the same time for Paranormal Quest to arrive. For instance, I think not. Well, that's what my chat concluded. That this can't be a coincidence. It cannot be a coincidence. So, tinfoil hats, Cag, tinfoil hats. Do me a favour, don't make segue tinfoil hat. That would be awesome. Check out and sub to the Monkey Man. That'll be Justin. In aviation, pilots refer to them as anomalies in the sky as squirrels. Really? Maybe PQ will steal the aliens to Kagan and save the planet then? I doubt science. Yes, I mean, I am. I don't want it to be honest. Not everything. But it would be nice to be able to filter it down to focus the search, if that makes sense. I'm also, to be honest, I'm a little bit of a fatalist in terms of I don't think we're meant to know everything. I really don't think it would be healthy for us to know everything, to have everything explained. We need mystery. Our brains are. We as humans need mystery and, the mystical and those campfire stories. Imagine how boring life would be without them. So it's fun to have the experience of UFO and ghosts and know they're real. Then all these big scientists high up arguing about the facts. Thing is, it's often the scientists with the loudest voices, if that makes sense. If you talk to people who study quantum physics, they will talk about certain subjects that cross over with the paranormal. I'm just too much of an idiot to understand quantum. I wish I could get my head wrapped around it more, to be honest. I might try at some point. If aliens landed tomorrow with no warning, I think they're rude, not announcing it. I know. At least ring the doorbell first. Come on. No. I've seen a UFO. Almost everyone I know has. Really? I don't think I have. But the trouble with where I am, because I know when I used to go up to the hills and do the night sky photography, so you could shoot the Milky Way up there. So if you did have a clear night, you'd see all sorts. But no telling what stuff was. I mean, I could have seen a UFO, but my brain automatically goes to it's an aeroplane or it's a satellite or whatever. We had 21 things go wrong last time they were here. What, you counted? See if you can break the record. Oh, when flight deck calls TrackCon about something odd, they call them squirrels to avoid being grounded. Interesting. I don't get that. How can scientists know the Earth is billions of years old? They'll have had a method. You're asking, the scientifically ignorant here. My parents wanted me to be a scientist when I grew up. Don't have that sort of brain. It fascinates me, but I don't have that sort of brain. Seen a strange light. The Vatican keep. Oh, I believe they keep all sorts. Serena. We need to serve them white chocolate with cold coffee and explain their only food options on this paradise planet. You forgot the cold pizza, sweetie. They will run a mile. They will speed off. And don't go there. That place sucks. They pushed the Iron Age back about 2,000 years. Don't think we know a lot about our history, even the top archaeological research guys are just guessing. Yeah. I know that they can get quite a bit of info by looking at getting ice core samples from the ice sheets, but carbon dating. I think the limit on carbon dating is 60,000 years. After that, it's too degraded to actually get some frame of reference for time. I mean, that's nothing. 60,000 years is nothing. So, yeah, looking that far into the past. No problem, Cag. No problem at all. Always happy to help. There's a waste of white chocolate. No, I think that's a very good use for white chocolate. We finally found a use for it. I've had a feeling they had, but I didn't want. I forgot to check. So, Cag, that is awesome that you sold out. I'm so happy for you. Well deserved. I'm not surprised. Well deserved. But that's awesome. And I love events like this. You know, just you know, Kagan Allison and Paranormal Quest have this chemistry that they just work so well together. And the fact that Paranormal Quest are going over there, over to Oz, and sort of, I don't know, I just love it. We need more. What's the word? We need more little beacons of hope in this community. To me, that's one of them, because it's dragging me down at the minute, and it's great to see that. There might be a small event outside of Adelaide, but you didn't hear that from me. Oh, didn't hear what from you, Cag? Did Cag say something to anybody? I'm not sure. I think I'm hearing things. No problem. Yeah, it was a good quote in Men in Black. Person is smart, people are dumb. Yeah. The Mount Kailash. How now? Is that the one that Mike talked to me about? It's a mountain no one has ever summited. It's actually the only mountain no one can climb. People have tried, grown old, and died in a few hours. It's one of the weirdest mountains. Yeah, I've heard that story before. That's something I actually need to look at a bit more closely. Mimo! Don't forget to lick the like button. Oh! Who touched it last? Oh, dealer's choice. Along the east coast, all over the Appalachian Mountains, giant skeletons have been found, covered up. It's fun, these things. I love the Appalachian Mountains. There's another thing that I want to look at more, because it's a to be honest, it's a mountain range that I more know because of looking at true crime and watching crime shows. I am really intrigued with the Appalachian Mountains, so that's another thing I need to look at on my list. So the pilots have their own. Oh, right, okay. They bye. That's good. Everyone should wear it. Please make Seg wear a tinfoil hat. Please. Or maybe he's the alien. They're coming for him. I have a tinfoil hat. Tinfoil under my hat. Oh, due to... Oh, no. Timing. I think you're right, Sarah. Having all of the answers, what do we do now? There is a... There is a belief in psychology that there's a... If you know the word utopia, sort of perfect society, there's a fundamental belief that if we had a utopia, people would be so flaming bored. You know, if you've seen the movie Serenity, that's basically what that's about. It's about a perfect society, and people just give up because there's nothing to strive for, there's nothing to earn, there's nothing to search for. I'm seriously into evolution. We have shown that our own understanding of physics can have broken as many times. It's all just theories. Yeah, I mean, even then, this is why I say you can't suddenly, invent a hot air balloon and then fly to the moon. You have to hit all those stages in between. And even in science, even in physics, you will get variations on theories. I think Einstein added extra theory to things like sound. I think it was sound waves and how they work. That's my pop culture knowledge, by the way, not my scientific knowledge. Anne Wilkinson, hello. Paranormal Quest saw in the sea in 2022. The next day, thousands of dead fish washed up on a local beach. The issues we're having now stemmed from 2022 coincidences. I think not. I think not. I'm starting to think that Paranormal Quest, maybe portents of doom. So maybe all of you need to be wearing tinfoil hats when they turn up. Just, protect your soul. Just crowd the chat a little bit. Voice to text. Yes, I think the paranormal focus on too much in finding a ghost. Yeah. Nothing wrong with finding ghosts, and yeah, it's good to have people doing it. But I think within the community, I bang on about it all the time. Let's extend the subject. Auckland flooded after they'd been there. They sound dangerous to know, Cag. With volcanic activities, we look at down the layers of the earth, see timelines. Yeah, it is in the dirt. So, geologists, etc. That's where they can go further, obviously, than the 60,000 years that carbon dating can do. They can look at earth formations. They can look at stratas in the rock, in the earth, to see where things have moved, how old things are. Apparently my parents claim they saw a UFO in Nottingham when I was 6 months old back in 74 over the factories. Why would... I'm not doubting them, but why would they go to Nottingham? So I was born in Nottingham, and I'd say that. I think scientists have to extrapolate and calculate to get ages. Yeah, I mean, a scientist isn't going to look at something and have an answer straight away. They've got to work out how it gets there. Sarah's version of hell, the only food allowed would be cold pizza and white chocolate. No pineapple allowed. Drop bear, please. Happily, Alexis. Happily. Gotta find it, though. There we go. Yeah, 50 to 60,000 years. So beyond that, carbon dating can't give an age. You can work out something's older than 60,000 years, but you can't pinpoint the actual amount of time. They found ironworks that show we had the technology longer than we realised. It was maybe last year that they discovered that, and now we know that Egyptians had water-powered machines. There's so much still to be uncovered, because a lot of this stuff is in remote areas, or it's in desert areas, shifting sands, etc. That they're uncovering new artifacts all the time. Radiometric dating, yeah. And electric power is more likely why there are no burn marks inside any pyramid. I watch a lot. Me too. Me too, pal. Appalachian Mountains are from the... Am I saying that right? I say Appalachian. I keep hearing it say Appalachian. Which is it? I can't even say that. Ordovician period. Oh, Appalachian Mountains were formed when Pangaea broke up. It's the same formation as the mountains in the UK. Yeah. There are very ancient plates underneath the UK. Actually, the hills next to me, they're only hills, they're not mountains, but the hills next to me are part of it. It's all just theories. They proved underground vast structures and things thought impossible at the time of Egypt. Everything is more magical than you expected. We will never have all the... We won't! But I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. It's misunderstanding of history and our own past, yeah. There's a secret base under the pyramids and the shark. Oh, wrong live. I'll be bringing Crow into this. And his bloody B movies. One of them even had a musical number. Our brains have a hard time processing some of the newer discoveries. Beyond that, it's very difficult, and people have to think outside the box for the more abstract. That's the other problem, I think, is, you know, when you I remember even as a kid, and somebody told me that the universe was infinite, and that blew my mind. I think, how do you get your head wrapped around something that never ends? It's infinite, or you know, the concept of forever. Or as Raven would say, forever, stay alive forever. There are certain things that we just can't get our brains to get any form of concept of, and that's part of the problem. Respectively, they share the same mineralogy with Scotland and Norway. Yep. Want to know the secrets of the universe? Just look at energy, vibration, and sound. Yeah, Nikola Tesla. There was a lot of stuff that was initiated in the Victorian people like Tesla. That it's still very influential now. There's a lot we owe to the inventors and the scientists of the Victorian era to get us to where we are now. Adelaide was supposed to be a utopia. They made no provision for a prison, as we weren't going to have any criminals. Really? Didn't know that. As in Pangaea, supercontinent being the culprit for that. Yeah. I've said hello to Joe. Hello, Joe. How are we doing? No provision for a jail, asylum, or even a hospital. Even a hospital? Wow. Cag was born in Nottingham. I was born at the Queen's. We moved up here when I was 2, so I always consider myself Northumbrian because basically I am. But yeah, I was born in Nottingham. Family from the Nottingham Derbyshire border, Jacksdale. Drop bear still. I know. Don't tell Phil. I still haven't changed the settings. Lisa, hello. Lurking while working. How are we doing, sweetie? I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to crow the chat a bit because I know. Can we just enjoy the paranormal mystery it is? Do you know what? I'm 100% behind that because I think that's probably why I love the ancient stuff and the historical stuff. You know, you can't go back to 1 billion years ago and have a look. Doesn't mean we shouldn't be able to talk about it. Um, it's also the historian and cultural analyst in me. I just love the old stories. And at the time that these stories were around, they meant something. It's figuring out, what was in people's heads when they meant something. I don't see. I mean, this is my bias, I think, but I don't see the reason to ignore topics and things like chariots of the gods and ancient aliens and all that sort of stuff. Because we can't go back that far. We can't. Well, so we can take the little bits and pieces that we found, and we can sort of talk about it and theorize. Thank you. I'm actually pleased. I love that Kag said that. Thank you, sweetie. Tesla was awesome. He's my screensaver. Douglas Adams' take on Infinity. I can't remember his take on Infinity. I need to look at Adams again for a bit. If you want a deep dive on Atlantic mineralogy, there have been several good texts and journals written about the geochronology of the Phanerozoic Eon. See, the seas, that's the other thing. I mean, I don't think they'll have the technology in my lifetime, but I'd love to know what's down there or know more about what's down there. Queen Cag, absolutely. The paranormal isn't a mystery for those who have experienced it. That's the thing. And that's what we're hearing time and time again. And that's when I say time and time again. I've experienced it. Do I know what it was? No. Can I go back and check? No. Did I have a camera in my hand? No. But I know I had these experiences. And in a lot of ways, it's enough for me. I'm not saying that maybe they can never be explained, but those experiences are there. And those experiences are what keep the stories alive and the mysteries alive. Denise, me too. My favourite inventor, when he made radio control, he built a toy boat and drove it around, and people called him a wizard. He always got into trouble for that one, using evil magic. Yeah, when people are ahead of the time like that, I'm writing my Houdini article at the moment, and I mean, we can explain how he did his stuff now. So well, at the time before he died, people didn't know how he'd done it. Some of it, but back when he was still a showman, some people even speculated he might be supernatural or magical abilities because they couldn't work out how he'd done things. I agree with you. It's so hard just to imagine, enjoy imagining what exists sometimes. Yes, thank you. That's why the stories should be out there. That's why I find the stories fascinating. Too clever. Wasn't Tesla the one that kind of went nuts? Kraken is in the sea. Release the Kraken. Oh, Max already said it. Release the Kraken. Yeah. Me too. I have, after an hour and 15 minutes, I've made it to the bottom of the chat. Go me. When I talked with my great uncle Dan's ghost, he was too real to be a loot. Oh, I'm like that with me dad, right? Dad hugged me, and I just know that's those three little words again. I just know it was him. I just know. Does he appear with a bottle and some shot glasses asking for a friend? They're all nuts. All the geniuses are nuts. Oh yeah, I mean, it's like often, especially it seems to especially be the physicists. I mean, Oppenheimer would visualize what he was thinking about. Literally visualize it, not in his head. Literally see it. He was pretty crazy. He had a fear of women's hair and earrings. Well, that's sexist. Wasn't it Tessa that fell in love with a pigeon or something? Or somebody else? Kraken's in the cupboard. Yeah, not in the sea. It's in the cupboard. Sorry, gang. Gotta get some sleep. Early start in the morning. Love to you. Night, Sandra. You get some rest, darling. Good to have you here. Always a pleasure. I need coffee. A white pigeon. Yeah. I've seen The Big Bang Theory. I know these things. Didn't he marry it? Not a halluc. Oh no, yeah. Fell in love with it. Fell in love with a pigeon. Fell in love with a pigeon. He died poor and alone on his research stolen. It was him why we have the AC current radio, much more sad Nikola Tesla. And yes, the Warden Cliff Towers would have worked on free electrical power for all. Yeah. Actually, there were one or two scientists that have come up with stuff that would have benefited, and for one reason or another, it never happened. Kettle's calling. Mine is. Is it that they're crazy, or is it they think in an unconventional way that's not understood by most? I kind of lean towards that, to be honest. It's the way society views people who think differently or who act differently. Speaking in a very, very small way myself, I've just done the satanic panic with rockers. I was always looked at differently just because I'm a bloody rocker or because I'm a nerd. So imagine sort of being a genius. And the mind is going to work differently if you're a genius and can think at that level. There are some cultures, for example, that revere people who have certain conditions like schizophrenia because they see it as a different way of thinking, not as a disease. The time travel formula that was taken by the CIA. I have difficulty believing in time travel things. Do a bit myself, to be honest. I believe if sort of a theoretical physicist came up to me or a quantum physicist came up to me and said that, the math is here, we can... I've got to start putting S on the end of maths again because we say maths. Sorry, that's a bugbear of mine. The maths is there. So I think there's probably a difference. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. There's probably a difference between it being theoretically possible and actually being able to be put into practice. Neurodivergent, yeah. Tessa was probably on the autistic spectrum. Yeah, I am. I'm not clever though. I want my money back. Would we be able to get the bottle and glass off the suckers? Have a Kraken serving drinks. A Kraken serving Kraken. There you go. Time travel science fiction Number of the Beast was very interesting. Problem I think that people will have if there's any form of chance of time travel is causality, or whether you'd go back and you'd almost be like I've seen some science fiction stories where there's no cause and effect, where people sort of go back and they're almost observers. It's almost like being in a hologram. Problem these days is everybody assumes that autistic people have some kind of superpowers. I don't. I must have missed out on the superpower stuff. I've still not got any. I know, it sucks, doesn't it? I want a superpower. I'd be grateful to be able to sort of walk normally and just need a wormhole or maybe a black hole. Poof, time travel. I'd say that's more likely than actually building a machine for it, to be honest. But I'm an idiot, so What do I know? But if you know, if you're still around when I'm not, and it actually happens, oh, Sarah was psychic. I have my moments. I'll probably look at H.G. Wells at some point as well, because he did preempt a lot of stuff that came later. I can help with earworms, but not wormholes. Do not help with earworms. Don't need an earworm today, thank you. Get enough of those on a regular basis. Ding, ding, ding. Oh no, first one. Nearly an hour and a half. God. It's because we're actually, let's have a look at the poll. I never looked at the poll result. Actually, do you know what? I'll leave it up. But it has shifted slightly. 68% say yes. Paranormal. I mean the paranormal in general, by the way. I don't just mean the community. Too much finding on ghosts. I'm finding ghosts, yeah. But it's a good place to start. Otherwise, it would be chaotic, wouldn't it? I've lost StreamYard. There's StreamYard. Right, you're only really creative an artist. I suppose. Maybe that's the other side of it. Imagine if we could see into the future and get the correct lottery numbers for this weekend's lottery. I know, wouldn't that be awesome? I think that would be awesome. So your drawing is a superpower. I don't know. Is it? Oh, off to the UK a week tomorrow. Well, welcome into the UK a week tomorrow. Just in time for the shitty weather to have finished. Don't bring hot Australian weather with you. We've had enough, thank you. The North Pole has shifted so far, it's effectively making people go crazy. You know what happens when the world flipped. All that. The thing is, you have to. I mean, I think you have to. We have to be focusing on different things. We have to be allowed to talk about different things. I am now at the point that I am thinking, what the hell? I'm going to talk about what I want to do. People don't like it, you know. I think that's the best proof that there aren't those types of physics. Hope the weather stays dry for you. Yeah. I don't want the weather to be absolutely horrid, Cag, just to clarify, but you really don't want this hot, humid weather we've had. We booked the colder weather. What website are you using for that? Can you send me the address? I've been using that 3 months ago. Northumberland, shitty weather, please. Cold, windy, bit of rain. None of this hot stuff. Yeah. It's still summer, so no guarantees about colder. I've had a look at ours, and this is supposed to be... Mind you, I said this last time, but this is supposed to be the last day over 20 degrees. It's not getting cold, but it is starting to go down again. I can't see it going much into September. Or am I just being hopeful? Please, I'm tired of the humidity. Humidity sucks. We're doing heat this week. Yeah. Ugh. I mean, we get a little bit of nauseatingly hot weather, but it's been bad this year and it's been pretty consistent. And then every time it starts cooling down, you think, oh, thank goodness for that. Yeah, bam, all again. Not like now, Mystic. The North Pole is moving faster and faster each year, not over a long period of time. It's miles off the original truth, north and moving faster. Really? I refuse to come to the UK and be hot. It's not normal and just rude. It is rude. I 100% agree with that. When you come back to the UK, when you live in Oz, you want to have the UK as you want it. You know? Not a furnace that nobody can cope with. We're supposed to be going to spring over here. I love spring. Ryan, that's because the ice is melting. Yesterday was dry heat. It was so hot, but easier to breathe. Wish we had more dry heat. Yeah, we don't get dry heat here. God. Even the weather has no manners now. Yeah, exactly. It's very rude. Very rude. I mean, we were supposed to get a load of rain dumped on us from the hurricane over in the States, and nothing. Probably dumped it all over the Atlantic and thought, oh no, I can't be bothered to go all the way over to the UK. We've kind of dodged that one, unfortunately. Right, guys, I'm going to make myself a quick coffee and go to the loo. So, where's my intermission banner? I know I've got one. In case people think I've ended. There it is. See you in a sec.
We are in a fragile world of belief and doubt and fear. Many seek the answers through the endless years. There is no proof to what we search for. There are ways to hunt and find, but echoes sounding through the air are mainly in the mind. You have to look much closer and hear notes of different tones. Understand what you hear and see. Realize you're not alone. We all believe in something. There are many shades of hell we see. We search for truth in different ways. No echoes here for me. Focus on the chamber and lose sight of what we know. How we search for answers, truth and proof of the mysteries that grow. Some are full believers, others need the proof. Fight against false prophets and unite to find the truth. We protect the paranormal, we keep the way forward. let's start with you.
If you're still here, by Mystic, I got coffee. Rainy here, 60. It's still hot here. And I've got my fan on low because you'll moan if I have the fan on full blast. Look at the sacrifices I make. I love the intermission videos, thank you. Oh, I've actually still got intermission running. Hang on. Banners. There we go. Sarah's superpower. Sarah has no superpower. Ah, Jonathan, hello, sweetie. Oh, you've been talking about me. Been talking about me. Oh. Join the club. So, Crypt, hello. How are we doing? Oh, my goodness, I have coffee now. I've drunk a lot of coffee today, even for me. I think it's keeping me conscious. How's Ned? How's Ned? What flavour slushy is Ned having today? Sam Hain been listening by working, now finished away, put the kettle on. Yes, we love our kettles. Every house, it's the first thing you buy. If you're not in the UK, anybody, say, moves out and goes into a new place, the first thing they buy is a kettle. For anything else, you've got to have a kettle. You can love this song. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I like that one. They work occasionally. The kettle is on here, you see? Crip's got the kettle on. So Main's got the kettle on, and I've just been, my kettle's just boiled. Oh, Revan! Holy moly, good morning. Oh no. It's not good morning, sweetie. You're an hour on from me. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. A cup of tea solves everything. I hardly drink tea. I do like tea, but milk and I have to have biscuits with tea. First thing I've done that in America. Bought a kettle. Been staying over there. Yeah, I mean, how do you exist without a kettle? Come on. It's not civilized. Lexi's going to the gym. Sounds exhausting. I couldn't walk to the gym at the minute. I do need to get more exercise though. Did you have to teach Paranormal Quest how to use a kettle? Probably. She probably did. A cup of tea with Irish cream. Solves a lot. I still haven't got any more Tim Tams. Actually, I need to do a food order today, so I might put sort of a little sneaky pack of Tim Tams on there. YouTube Paranormal seems too focused on chasing ghosts when really the deeper question is what it means to be human. Yeah. This is what I mean when I said I don't watch that many investigations unless there's something specific I need to watch. So there's the channels that I love and I will watch whenever I can. So, Adelaide and Don't Tell CAG, but SEG does investigations. Obviously ARPF. And then one or two others. If it's for Joe, I will watch. And if there's one or two others, if there's a specific location I'm interested in, I'll watch. But I've got to like the way the investigation's being done. Can't watch it for the sake of it. Bermans. We donate it to a thrift store at the end of the trail. That's a good idea. I think we just left the last one in the hotel room, actually. I just need this on Apple Music. I don't put stuff on Apple Music, but I can get you Tim Tams. We have Tim Tams here, which Caroline said are cheaper than you pay there. I can get the regular milk chocolate ones, and I think. Well, it depends what my Morrisons have got in, but I can sometimes get the dark chocolate ones, and I can sometimes get the salted caramel. But sometimes I've two different ones. But Sandra's sent me the special brownie with chocolate salted caramel. They're awesome, but they want £10 for those on Amazon, so they can stuff those. But yeah, Tim Tams are my treat. I can even here. I can get them. Even in here in Alnwick, in the middle of nowhere, I can get Tim Tams. It's amazing. The simple things in life. I'm very easy pleased, actually. Cup of coffee, a Tim Tam. Special brownies. Not that type of special brownie, but wouldn't say no. So yeah, you can't. They are more expensive on Amazon though, so I usually tend to get them from the shop. They're £2.50 here, and I thought that was expensive, but then Caroline worked it out and says they're more in Oz. So, space brownies. Save those for the aliens that Paranormal Quest have summoned for their no apology tour. Was it the apology tour or their apology tour in with Adelaide Haunted Horizons in November when the mothership lands? So space brownies. I'll go for creme brulee. Oh, I've never had creme brulee. It doesn't appeal. I don't know why. Oh, I'll tell you what I could eat right now, those profiteroles or chocolate eclair. Oh. Gosh, I did promise no food, but yeah, I've had that. Good one, Sarah, prepping brownies. Got to make them feel welcome. You see, if you give them... I wonder how long it'll take me to get the live taken down. If you give them special brownies when the mothership lands, they'll be too relaxed to invade. They'll just come down and party. So CAG announced an agreed in the mothership. Yeah. Oh no, vanilla slice. Yeah. Now you're talking. They are greeting the mothership. Definitely are. They'll probably... Well, make sure you're filming it when the mothership reveals that it's come to take Seg home. They come in peace. If there's brownies. Well, I'd come in peace if there's brownies. We have a bakery that makes huge chocolate. Oh. I don't know if he's still in the chat, if he's lurking, but it's like when Mike went on his cruise earlier in the year. The cruise ship had a chef who all he did was make eclairs. That was his job. I want a chef in the house that just makes eclairs. That's just common sense to me. Oh, cherry slice. Yeah. Chocolate eclairs, no chocolate. Yeah, you say chocolate eclairs, yummy. Custard squares. Oh, custard. Love cold custard. Love it. Oh, I haven't got any pudding. When I have to me dinner. Not liking custard. I love custardy things. I love custard, hot and cold. Custard has to be. I like cold custard, but I also like a nice, hot custard on apple pie or rhubarb crumble or something. I like it both ways. Oh, trifle. Got to have a good quality cold custard in a trifle. We have a special unveiling at the meet and greet. I'm working on it and it's going to be great. We'll film it. Awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be refreshing to have something coming up that, to get excited about. Yeah, exciting. Can't wait, Cag. It's a shame I'm so frightened of flying and broke, because I would love to go down to Oz and New Zealand. Got to think about the South Island and New Zealand. But it's not for 2 years, and I'm already stressing about it. The minute I decided to go to the States in 2 years' time, I'm stressed about the flight. Don't think I've tried hot custard. Staple here with your pudding. Now we get aliens running around eating all our snacks and drinking all our booze. Next to wearing lampshades and singing Let It Be. And stealing traffic cones. An alien with a traffic cone on its head. If they run a mile when they see a spider, you know they're related to Seg. Hot custard's lovely too, on mince pies or fruitcake. Oh, hot mince pies. It would be good. It would be good to show people that investigators and debunkers can work together, even though we hate Sega. Yeah. Of course they can. It's not just working together though. It's having that. It's like, you see collaboration. I'm not going to name any names, but you see collaborations. The collaboration's great, but there's no real chemistry between people. It's like, with you guys on Paranormal Quest. I know you both Ghost Investigation channels. But, when you get people who genuinely have some sort of chemistry and the time they spend together, that's what makes the difference. People with traffic cones on their heads is a standard Saturday night. Yeah, it's traditional. There you go. Seg will have the aliens singing karaoke at the bar and drinking Kraken. Yeah, have you banned him singing, or are you just going to let him, go for it? We have giant Norfolk pines, and someone put a road cone at the very top of the tree. Home now. I'm pleased you're home. Raya's live after me. I doubt I'll go till 5, but she is live after me tonight. We'll put the link in the chat just before I finish. Segs that singing Don't Stop Believing to the aliens. Yeah, do you believe in humans? Yeah. Do aliens believe in humans? That's the question. Where is he?
Don't stop believing.
Yeah, the aliens have you got? I think we'll just leave this one here. Maybe not take him home. I'd have to look into how I do it. I'm not actually on Apple Music, but I can have a look. Can I put AI's stuff on Apple Music? Someone needs to get a realistic looking tarantula. Do you know what? I put the post. I don't think my StreamYard will take it because it'll buffer, but I put a video in Children of the Crow where somebody's got a little black dog, one of these little miniature rat dogs, right? Little black dog, and this furry spider costume on top of him, and it's running around scaring the shit out of people. That's what you need. I did feel sorry for the guests asleep at the pub. It wasn't exactly quiet, even upstairs. There was other guests. There were. The Coke Zero was tempting to wake me up. If you haven't seen that investigation, by the way, he didn't just sing "Don't Stop." He actually went on a rant as he played, getting drunker and drunker. I just clipped the singing part of it. I think I'll buffer if I show it, but hang on. Let's see if I can find it. I can try and share the screen. Show you the clip. Give me a sec. Oh, I get so busy now in this Facebook page. What's happening? Is that it? Hang on. Yeah, hang on. Expand it. Right, let's see if I can share this screen so you can see it if you haven't seen this. Let's have a look. It might buffer, guys, because my computer's shit. But just press play, just to give you a sense of what it is. I love that. Right, okay. Soak seems like a good guy. I didn't say this, but yes. We had so many complaints when he went off on his rant about the 27-minute Estes. Complaints about Seg. I know, very hard to believe. Ram was good though. Surely not. Hang on, what's happened to me? There we go. That's cute. It is so cute, but you can imagine if you don't know anything about it and that suddenly starts running towards you. You know what? Yeah, nothing. No, there was no. It wasn't sound. It was just the image. But it is on. If you're in Children of the Crow, the full video's in there. Or if you're on Facebook, you'll probably come up on your feed. Dog wearing a spider. It was genius. Dog wearing a spider costume. It was awesome. There we go. Bottom of the chat. Just let me get rid of that. Oh no, I'm good. I'm going to use that laughter of yours for some ingenious character. I have a very innocent laugh. It's not evil at all. can't help it. Sometimes I think I laugh too much, and sometimes if I listen back to a bit of a live stream, I think, oh, am I laughing too much? I've now considered making spider costumes for the cats. There you go. Will you crochet innocent? Sound like Phil. Just a front she uses for YouTube. Nobody ever believes me. You should do that, Pam. Make them for the cats. People who could do the crochet, and you could have all sorts of fun with that. Those videos would go viral, honestly. Stark is going to be Count Catula for Halloween. Count Catula. I'm really hoping I can get the new computer before Halloween, because I want to go on camera dressed up as me. Is the plan at the moment. As in fantastic. Cats may kill me in my sleep. They might. They might. Some cats always look as though they're plotting something. I will get you eventually. Just biding our time. Okay, proper hello now. Hello. Yeah, let's see it when you've done it. I saw a video of cats in a cockroach outfit, but I didn't agree with it, and they look scary. Oh no, I don't do cockroaches. Never seen a cockroach actually till I went. So I spent the summer in DC, and when I was 19, they were everywhere. Yucky, 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 yucky. I kind of get the spider one, but cockroaches, no. Oh, coffee, good. Coffee's so good. They were cute. Aw. I can't remember what Cynthia said about the cat she rescued. Are they all alright, or has she just got the one? My roommate raises cockroaches to feed his spiders. Oh. Imagine raising cockroaches. I mean, can't you just buy them? A friend of mine's got Bestie's got oh, I want to say chameleon, but I don't think it's a chameleon. But she buys the bugs from the pet shop. She has one, and it's doing well. She has the one, because I thought there's more than one cat in the box. But at least it's doing well. Look at this. Mariah's showing off. Oh, they're expensive. Yeah, I suppose that you can do it yourself. Especially if you have to feed it all the time. I think it's what is it? I think it's grasshoppers or something. Has Sheila? No, I did have a message from her a couple of days ago, which I haven't responded to yet. Because I suck when it's YouTube. I suck when it's Facebook. Oh, having said that, I think it might be an Instagram actually. Yeah, she's still dealing with health issues, but she's hoping to get back soon. So we'll give her a warm welcome when she comes back in. She was in La La Land for a wee bit. Raven apparently skies. Yeah, she's messaged me to say she's still dealing, but She'll get there. She will be back. My coffee's gone cold. I hate it when that happens. Very rude of coffee to go cold. Very rude. Yeah. Hearts for Sheila. Hearts for Sheila. Yeah, Raven talked to her yesterday. She's doing better, but her recovery's been rough. She misses everyone so much. At least she's concentrating on recovering rather than trying to do too much. It's like she messaged me saying, "Oh, I'm sorry I've missed your lives." But guys, don't be sorry. Your health and yourself always come first. Speaking of which, by the way, health coming first. I am not going to be doing a Wednesday night live tomorrow night. I've got to rethink the nighttime live. I do want to do a live a week that's friendly to both US and Oz, but the Wednesday night lives were killing me. And without getting into the politics behind the scenes, there's too much of a traffic jam at the minute. And yeah, let's just leave it at that. So, I will still be doing the Tuesday afternoon and the Wednesday afternoon. Outside of that, I still want to do another live a week, but it'll probably be a Booyah surprise live, but I'll try and make it convenient for people. I do keep seeing nights where there's nobody live. And sometimes I think, oh, shall I go live? And I'm thinking, well, I went live yesterday, I'm going live tomorrow. So I think I'm going to actually have it as a roaming live at the minute because it's just getting ridiculous. Put coffee down the best. Just give me a second, Debbie. This is for you. Little Miss Cold Pizza. Oh, it's just one kitty. Was it? Oh, do you know something? My memory. I'm sorry. Lucy. Was it what she called? Lucky Lucy's doing good. Clean bill of health and getting fat and sassy. I can't say it like Phil, but fat and sassy. And loving and I'm so pleased. It sucks that somebody did that. It's always find them in a cardboard box. Somebody's done that. Wait, what? You said you didn't like coffee. You said the best place to put coffee is down the sink. You have to look after. Yeah. It was killing me, and other lives bleeding into, and I'm waiting till 2:00. It's just ridiculous. I'm waiting till 2:00 in the morning to go live. So, I kind of held on to the Wednesday night live for as long as I could because I traditionally did 2 night lives a week. But I think I'm cutting my nose off to spite my face now. And health-wise, I can't handle it. And I am wiped out on a Thursday when I do that nighttime live. So, yeah. I do want to do the 3rd live, but I'll just do it at the opportune moment and try and make sure it's convenient for people. You might not get much notice on it though. It might literally be a Crow of Judas, Booyah, I'm live, bitches. Live. I love that you did that, Cindy. I love the name. Lucky Lucy, I love the name. And so heartening when somebody does something like that and there's somebody there to rescue and give them the home they deserve. You're awesome. Do what you feel is best for you. Yeah. Not very good at doing that. That's the problem, Mike. I stress too much about, I'm supposed to have this and I'm supposed to get content out, blah, 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 blah. But the COPD is kicking my ass, so I'm probably not doing myself any favours. Taking on too much. Folks can work around when you're available. Oh, thank you. Just to say, for example, to Caroline, if it's a stupid time that I end up going live, I'm not going to moan at you if it's one you can't do, for example. I also adore having Caroline in the chat, and she really is power mod, but we're all on different time zones, sort of UK, and it's very hard to find one for everybody anyway. I suppose this one's not too bad for us. The afternoon lives aren't too bad for Australia and New Zealand, but a good proportion of my audience are Americans, so I do need to find an American live. You sport whatever you choose. Oh, no live tomorrow night, sweetie. Probably not. I mean, if I suddenly feel like it might be I'll just go a bit earlier or something. I am literally going to have the third night live a week when I see an opportunity to go live when nobody else is there. Because it's just silly at the minute. Like, you're on at 7 a.m. with this one. I know. That's the trouble. We should all be on the same time zone. It would be make life so much easier. I mean, I've spent the last year and a half almost being on US East. So, I'm sure. Oh, I know people will be on tomorrow night. It's not like there'll be no lives. Well, if the world was flat, we would be, I suppose. Yeah, we'd all be on the same time zone. I can never make the Wednesday. No, exactly. So, and I wouldn't expect you to, Debbie. I mean, I struggle. I mean, Caroline, for example, can testify how many times I've been late because I've not been awake. I haven't woken up in time, or I sleep beforehand and feel like crap in the live. That darn song thing goes right. I know. I enjoy the Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, the busier lives tend to be the Tuesday and especially the Saturday. Anyway, but I still want to find. I will try and have the third live as American. I don't think it's just the night time, to be honest. Right, I think Wednesday lives are weird anyway. Don't know what it is about a Wednesday. Just about what time of day it is. It's sort of less of a crowd on a Wednesday. I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? But don't. I don't want anybody to feel bad if they can't make them alive. Don't go out of your way for me. Especially if it's a stupid time and you're not getting enough rest or whatever. I mean, essentially, that's why I've decided to finally give up. Because I often think my Wednesday night lives are my weakest lives anyway. Unless I've got somebody with me. If it's just me, you're just listening to me trying to stay awake. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's I remember Crow doing a Wednesday morning one and said, "Oh, I haven't got as much many people in." So I said to him, "I'm sure it's because it's Wednesday." Sunday evening depends who's on. So, what it would be is any time between Thursday. Well, it wouldn't be a Saturday because I'm already live on a Saturday. Trouble with Sunday evening is the people often use them for premieres. So, but yeah. So it looks as though I've made the right decision. What I will do, Caroline, etc., and others is I will try and give you a heads up if I think, well, if I know in advance I'm going to be going live at a time. But like I say, I'm not going to moan if people can't make it. It is difficult. It actually used to be easier, to be honest, Mariah, because I used to do the Saturday night live as well. I moved it to the afternoon because I couldn't cope with 2 nighttime ones a week. And I rarely had any buddy going live at the same time on a Saturday night. But Saturdays have just got, weekends have just got busier and busier. It's either premieres or live streams or, it's like, it's a Beardo's now live between 7 and 9 here. So you kind of lost that Sunday slot that would have been available previously. So roaming lives sound good. Yeah. I like this time of day. Oh, really? It's so peaceful. I mean, these afternoon lives are easiest for me. But with your Sunday morning live, I do actually like going live on a Sunday. And often it's when I do a Sunday live, it's members. Friday. Yeah, I need to. Problem with Fridays around this time is from next week the schools are going to be back. That can actually knacker it. But do you know something? The evening on a Friday is less. It seems to be very quiet now. Because Beardo left the slot and nobody seems to have jumped into it. So it isn't beyond the realms that sometimes I might do a Friday night one. The problem is, Pam, there's a lot of lives on at the same time, and that's fine. I'm not. It happens, and it's like I took the piss out of Seg on Saturday. I had to go an hour later because he timed a bloody live at 1 o'clock. So I just trashed him on Facebook and YouTube and sat in his, because I'm mod as well. So I sat in his live modding. Just went later. It happens. You can adjust a live. But the trouble that I'm finding at the minute is that either everybody's live at once or there's nobody live. And that's what I mean. I'll sometimes see a slot where I think I could go live now. And then I think, well, should I have already been live? Don't want to overdo it. Yeah, the Saturday morning live for you this afternoon is probably the one that I get the highest numbers in. So even if I have to shift, say, the Tuesday live because I've got something on, and for me, the only thing I'm likely to have on is the doctors. It goes to a Monday, but yeah, the Saturday one is the one I'll protect. Yeah, there will be some overlap, and there are some content creators that need to accept that there's going to have to be an overlap. It's going to happen, People can pick and choose. I mean, I try not to go over people, but sometimes you can't help it. Yeah, that's oh, I do that all the time. If somebody's on a live, you end up for ages afterwards as well. Because you can stay in StreamYard when a live's finished. You can give a heads up on the roaming wall, people will likely see it. Yeah, I mean, I would, unless I literally occasionally sometimes the most fun lives to do are the ones where you think I'm going live and I just go live. But usually I'll give at least 15-30 minutes notice. But if I do see a gap and I think I'm probably safe going live later, I will try and put notifications out ahead of time. There just won't be the day before or anything like they are at the minute. That's what happens, Mariah, when you finish a live. Just make sure you've finished. We always do that. It's a live finished. It's a live finished. I like Friday. Friday's a good day. I think it was, honestly, I know it was due to personal reasons, but I'm moving away from that Friday slot for Beardo. I was scared. Joe says you have to message with people saying we're still alive. Yeah. I see the Discord shares more than YouTube reminders. Blech. Yes, Caroline. Now I know I'm not going to do tomorrow night. I'll definitely do a members live this week. Just apart from anything else, there's stuff I want to go through with the members of stuff that's coming up. So I'll actually have a think on that. I might see if I can fit one on Friday. I'll keep an eye out on anybody else who's thinking of going live at that time. The other thing I do is I'll sometimes, if I see somebody going live and I think, well, don't tend to have anybody in from that live anyway, because people have different people in the chats. No, Beardo hasn't done Friday night for ever. Do a members live? Yeah, I think I'll do a members live Friday. So yeah. Then we can talk crap about everybody. I'm kidding. As we drink. I found picking a spot for a premiere hard enough, let alone a live. Sounds stressed. It is. I mean, that's why I was kind of clung on to the Wednesday night one. Because I did have three. Getting the regular time slot is difficult. But health-wise, I just can't do it anymore. So, premieres. I think I'd only done one premiere before the one last night. I don't know when to put premieres on, to be honest. It's difficult. And I don't bother unless it's around the half-an-hour mark, at least. It's not worth it. I was very nervous last night in that premiere. It's a different animal when you're actually watching people watch your video rather than just seeing the aftermath when they've seen it. No, he is back from holidays, but he moved his Friday lives to Sunday, to fit in with Mrs. Geek's work schedule. So his lives are Sundays and Tuesdays now. You could do some survey things like today when asking members, audience are usually available. That's a good idea, actually. Might put a community post out about it. Hey, Laura. How's that video done with the premiere? It was fun. I'm not sure how algorithm views. I don't think it's made any difference, to be honest, Mariah. It's I do have different ideas about doing premieres. Like I say, I won't do them if there's. I wasn't going to do it if it was under 30 minutes anyway. It was about 23, I think. So it will only be the longer videos. But I am considering at some stage to do things like, for example, once all of the history debunking videos are out, maybe threading them together and doing that as one long premiere. So it's kind of a premiere with chat involved, if that makes sense. Because the trouble if it's only a short video, people spend the first 5 or 10 minutes saying hello to each other, which is great. That's fine. You know, so if you've only got a short video, by the time everybody said hello to each other, the video's over. So yeah, and I might do the same with I mean, I've got a few videos actually. It's like when I do Shouts to the Gods, it's like I I've got my Houdini video, and I've gone down a rabbit hole, and I'm ending up doing a second one about one of his case files. I might do a members live eventually with the Satanic Panic one, because the second one is going to be very sensitive. But yeah, I might do things like that and premiere them as compilations, if you see if that makes sense. Be cool to come, yeah. Because to be honest, you can't, like the history debunking. I know that they're sort of sporadic when they come out. I've only put out 3 so far, but it will make sense if you watch them all in one go. When I'm done, it will make sense. They're not random videos, separate videos. They are an ongoing narrative. It'll be the same with Chariots of the Gods. So I think that's better for a premiere, Mariah, is if you've got a number of themed videos that are all the same theme, do it that way. Cries, getting ready to go to the shops. I don't want to go outside. I never want to go outside. There's people everywhere. It's not just the weather. Yeah, exactly. You're in there to chat, and you know, I mean, I've had some good comments on that Satanic Panic videos. Daryl put some on, which I need to answer, and it really does help, that sort of feedback. So, yeah, it's good when you can actually be there. I mean, you have to be prepared that sometimes people are just going to sit and natter and, you know, use it as a sort of semi-live, if you like. But no, it's a good way of doing it. And you're in the chat. It's not like you're not present. You know, you're there to answer questions, etc. It's a good way of doing it. We need to do blanket hellos. It's hi, yeah. No, I hate going to the shop. I hate going out. I miss my car. I really miss having a car. I've got to try and sort that out. I miss going to the hills, and because it can be the height of tourist season here, and I know places to go where there's nobody. Not feeling up to it. It's too peoply outside. It's too peoply. It's nice to have the creator in the chat too. Yeah, it is. It is. And like Mariah says, people can ask questions. People can give comments. You know, and the creator's there to sort of interact. And I know you can interact after the live. Sorry, after the video and to comments in the chat, but it's not in real time. People, so many people out there. There's too many. Oh God, I went nuts on Monday. I was struggling anyway because it was so hot and humid, and I was clearly struggling because I walk so slowly at the moment. And people just stepping in front of you and, you know, almost sort of bashing into you, and I don't know, just too much. I was so glad it was Bank Holiday Monday though, because that should be it should start dying down now, because the schools are back next week. There's always people everywhere. It's like nobody has a job anymore. The traffic is horrendous. Actually, that's a good point, Laura. I think that's the other thing. I know we're in a society more and more where 9 to 5 jobs are less than they used to be. You know, there's different hours that people work, etc. So, I mean, I remember when I first went to college, or the Polytechnic, they're now universities. We used to call them polytechnics, in Newcastle, and I didn't have anything on a Monday. I used to go into Newcastle city centre on a Monday, and it was empty. It was great because I hate crowds anyway, because everybody was at work. I can guarantee now, if I went to Newcastle any time of the year on a Monday, it'd still be busy. You know, it'd still be busy. Oh, they act like other people don't exist. They're self-entitled. I mean, one madam that I dealt with sort of looked as though she'd just stepped out of the hair salon, had her nails and hair and done, and sort of, and she literally stepped right in front of me. And when I sort of said "excuse me," it was like, "Oh, you know, these people who they know they've done something wrong, but how dare you actually mention it?" You know. And as I keep saying time and time again, God, if you go on holiday anywhere, please remember people live there and they've got to function in their everyday lives. I'm just going to hide under my cap and hoodie. It's hot out. Still a hoodie. I love being out in nature. I miss it. That's why I miss having a car. Because I just can't walk very far. Literally. If I had the car, I could just be driving up to some of my secret spots. I go in public to get to work. Yeah, I only go to the shop. I mean, most of our stuff's delivered now, but well, that would make me faint, Mariah. It's getting chilly here now, so I'm happy I can wear a hoodie. Yeah, I put my denim jacket on the other day, last week, when it was cooled down a bit. My Boba Fett jacket. Oh, I just loved wearing a jacket again. No one uses them on. They don't know what it is, and they get. If you get cross with them, they get really haughty that you've dared say anything. I was at stay-at-home mum 30 plus years ago. You could drive during the day with very little traffic. Now I'm like, go to work, people off the roads. Yeah. Yep. It's I mean, the benefit of not having it. I mean, there's a upside and downside to not having a car at the minute, other than the COPD. Is one, if you've got a car, at least even if the road's busy, you've got your own personal space. You sit in the car. But the downside here has always been, because we are not just rural, we are also in a very hilly area. Oh, and you can tell all the people who aren't used to driving either country roads or hills. Never had any. They've lived somewhere flat. Couple of weeks and the tourists will die down and nature will be more naturey again. Yeah, we get. I'm sure Deb does as well. We get. That's what Dad used to call the grey pound. So once the kids are back at school, about the week after, we'll get the grey pound, i.e., people who wait for the summer holidays to be over, school holidays to be over before they go on holiday. And they used to be really good actually when I was on the market, because they tend to have more money to spend. But they don't tend to be quite so much in their droves, and not quite so bad. Exercise is supposed to be good for COPD. I know that's the problem. I'm probably not getting as much exercise as I should, so I'm actually hoping that once the kids are back next week, I need to get out walking more. I am going out, but just not far enough. But the anxiety I get going into town, because I have to really go that way to do any walking here, otherwise there's no footpath. It's just too much. So I'm hoping, and especially once the weather's cooler, I need to get more exercise than I'm getting at the minute. So, right, what time am I on? Right, it's coming up to 4:30. Anxiety does suck. It really does suck. Mine's really bad at the minute. So I'll have less anxiety if there's less people around. But that's my piss and moan for today. I love being in nature. That's why I live. See, I would love that. When I actually first just came home, I'd actually decided the perfect place for me would be literally in the middle of nowhere. But the problem here is, if we don't get really bad snow very often, but if we did, you'd be stuck. You wouldn't be able to get anywhere because the roads just would be impassable. But I love the idea of just living in the middle of nowhere and just no people around. I love it. I've had it all my life. Yeah, I could manage it for years. I knew what to do, but I'm struggling at the minute. Did you decide not to get? I'd still want an exercise bike, but the problem is I've got nowhere to put it. Oh, actually, I suppose now I'm in the bigger room. Do you know something? It actually might be possible in here. I might look at that again. Actually, Cynthia, I don't know if it's a while ago on one of her lives she was showing everybody around that sort of house on the outside, and it's my idea of heaven, that. I would put scary stuff at the edge of my property so people wouldn't enter. Yeah. So yeah, actually, that hadn't occurred to me, but there is a space I could actually have it in the bedroom. I love that my nearest neighbour is my family, and although it can be difficult in bad weather, I don't mind driving an hour to get to town. Yeah. I mean, I literally live right on the edge of town anyway. I mean, I'm one of the last houses in the town. I mean, the opposite us is a field full of horses, and the river's next to us, and then, nothing, because it's all countryside. Not like I'm stuck in the middle of the town. So I have piles of bones in my front yard. I mean, here it's less of a problem if you're in the middle of nowhere, to be honest. In terms of safety, it's more, being stuck if the weather's bad. I'm one of those odd people that actually, if it doesn't work on, it makes me very violent. Accidentally discovered I've used med helps. I've never tried med for it, to be honest. Helps having an affinity for schools. I have a German Shepherd, so I never worry about people showing up. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to wait until after I've been to the States, but I mean, I would like a dog. It wouldn't be a German Shepherd, it'd be a cockapoo. So I don't know how frightened people are going to be of a cockapoo. But I often think that even if they can just hear a dog barking, they don't know what it is. Bye, Crypt. You take care of yourself, sweetie. But anyway, I'd win the lottery first. If anybody works that time travel out, let me know so you can give me Saturday's numbers. That'd be awesome. Can one of the mods put Mariah's link in the chat, please? Because she's going live after me. My parents' place has longhorn skills all over the place. Oh, awesome. I'd love that. I think I already said this, but one of the places that was recommended to me, because I'd asked about New Mexico. I can't remember the name of the place now. I've got it written down. Mike, what was the name of the place somebody recommended? And I looked, and for somewhere to stop for a day or two, and I just looked at this place, and I looked at this place where it had sort of holiday spaces to stay, and I thought, stuff, bloody going for a holiday, I'm just going to move in. I could just live there. It looked amazing. My German Shepherd was useless. He just licked in vain or did get up. Yeah, but they'd have to know that with a German Shepherd, though, wouldn't they? German Shepherd would be one of the types of dogs that it's going to deter people. Raven is fast. I can never beat Raven. Raven's got superpowers. Superpowers. She knows how to tell zombies off. What are you doing there? You're not supposed to be there. Skulls found after animals have perished naturally carry special significance. Actually, most German Shepherds I've known have been lovely. And they can be very sort of comical. But I still think they're a good dog for a deterrent. That's the perfect type of dog, really. It's one that's sort of lovely and family dog, but that people are going to look at and wonder if, because they are generally are very sort of loyal dogs. So those damn zombies! I know they won't do as they're told, will they, Raven? Crime isn't really an issue out here where I am. Unless you count the deer that steal my cucumbers out of my garden. Oh, critters. Yeah. It wouldn't be here. Like I say, it's a logistical problem, especially now, with health issues. I mean, I had to pay £70 for a taxi when I had to go to hospital in December because the ambulance was like, oh, it's going to take 6 hours to get you an ambulance. Oh, God. When I live on a property, I think we will have well-trained dogs that will intimidate strangers. Athena is a beautiful pet. I've seen the pictures on, is it Facebook you've been posting them on, Laura? The lake, watching the ducks. But if she doesn't know you look... Yeah, exactly, and that's the sort of dog you need. Crime is bad here, unfortunately. I wouldn't be out of my collie pointer mix. Yeah, I don't know how intimidated people are going to be with a cockapoo, but we'll soon find out. Love for everyone, says Pinky. She is beautiful. She is. Oh, it's a beautiful lake, actually. I really need to get out more. I really need to get out into our countryside because I'll try and get a car for next year. Mike, there was an odd collection out there. Mountain sheep, caribou, found and hunted for food animals. Icky stuffed heads, not my preference. People are starting to move out this way from Atlanta. That means, yeah, people sort of moving out to the area. Happens here a little bit, actually. I mean, our nearest city is 30 miles away. And that's a long road trip here. That's a long road trip, and it's expensive to park in Newcastle. But the local train station near me, 3 miles away from me, you can get into the centre of Newcastle in 30 minutes. And they have a lot of trains on in rush hour. So there's actually quite a few people now working in the city who've moved out here. If they've got good jobs, they can afford to actually buy here and just commute every day. So yeah, you get the city folk coming in. Everything that comes with that. When we go up on the mountain, there's 9 different lakes that you can visit. That's awesome. I wish my dragon could breathe fire. They don't sell ones with that feature. Oh no, maybe it's an extra add-on. You know, a bit like when you get a Build-A-Bear, you can add extras. That will keep people at bay. Mama's a Great Pyrenees, incredible guard dog for a farm. That's the other thing. If you're on a farm or something, or somewhere with a lot of land, that's the best time to. I mean, there's dogs I'd have that if I lived on a farm or somewhere with an expansive land, they could just roam around on. I mean, that's perfect. But when you live in a sort of tiny house, you need a dog that isn't going to isn't going to be overwhelmed by the place either. And also, because of my health, I need one that's not going to need sort of miles and miles of walking every day. because in the past I would have happily done that. But right now I would have a Newfoundland if I had space. I'll tell you what the dogs I love is, and it's because I knew one as a child, kind of the third set of grandparents that had one, is actually a sheepdog, a working sheepdog, a border collie. They're amazing dogs. I love them, but they need the space. So if I was on a farm or something, then yeah, bring it on. Irish Wolfhound, aren't they the ones that get really, really massive? Ham, those are both great dogs. Unfortunately, a lot of grooming. Yeah, that's the other thing. Low maintenance, please. We had Newfies when I was young. Right, guys, what time are we on? Right, it's 22:05 here. I know that Mariah's planning on going live after me. At the moment, I think she's set for 5:10, but she may go earlier if to keep an eye out. So a couple of Frisian Drumshire horses trained up like war horses. So, like I say, no live tomorrow night, but I'll aim at some point on Friday if I can to do a members live. Don't hold me to it though. It's going to depend if the right space for me to do it. So thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for allowing us to talk about the paranormal. That was awesome. And next video out will probably be the Houdini case study, because I'm almost finished writing that. So thank you for being here. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to Sky gifted 2 memberships, Pinky member for 4 months, Debbie for the gifted membership, and AV Stevie for 10 months membership. I will see you all later. Toodles.
You don't need coffee.
I need coffee. I need coffee.
You don't need coffee.
I need coffee.